My name is Cassy Summers. Welcome to the Curious Universe podcast. Hello, welcome. In today's episode, I would like to explore with you, what do you do when you mess up? Okay, so here's the thing. None of us are perfect. We mess up sometimes. We arrive late for things. We forget things. We wash the wrong shirt when your kid wanted this shirt. I don't know. There's always something. You burn the dinner. You forget someone's birthday. We mess up. And so much judgment can come up around that. Now, you may not be like that. Maybe you have a lot of ease in this area, but I got to tell you, for me, messing up was one of the most crushing things that could happen. I would, as a kid, like I would burst into tears. I would be shaking. I would have so many physical responses and emotional responses to any kind of perceived mess up. And I just had this beautiful experience that I wanted to share, and I thought we could explore together. So I had someone reach out to me. She was really interested in the access bars. You don't know access bars, then you haven't been watching the show. And you should check out access bars because it's the most phenomenal process you could ever have. It literally saves my life. But she really wanted to try it out. And I had a lot going on. And so I was like, okay, I can probably use my friend's space. She has like this beautiful hair salon. She has my hair. Let me ask her. So I set it up and I book with her, and then I bookie down and I fit it into this day. And I'm going through so much effort to make this work for her, to give her a quick little 20-minute bars taster to see if that she wants to explore more. Right. So I'm there and I'm like rushing and I get everything set up and I'm like, okay, all right, I did it. We're here. We're good. Then I get a phone call. She's like, oh my gosh. First words out of her mouth, I really respect your time. And I'm like, whoa, what does that mean? She's like, I am running behind and I'm going to be 15 minutes late. Is that okay? Should I still come? And I'm like, okay, 15 minutes. And I just do some calculations because I had a client that I had to get to my office to do on Zoom. And I'm like, okay, so it will just be really like tight. I can't go over the 20 minutes. We can do this. It's fine. Okay. Yeah. 15 minutes. Let's do it. 15 minutes later, she's not there. I call her. She's close, but she's not there yet. And now she's asking me for instructions that I'd already given her in great detail. And I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to give her instructions. And I started to get a little pressed with time. And I could feel all this stuff coming up for her, like where she wants to be honoring of me. Who knows why she was actually late? I don't know. So that could be playing in her mind. There was a lot of like kind of high energy, kind of like that high stress energy. And of course, I had my stuff going on where I needed to get somewhere, and I put in so much effort to do this for her. But it was okay. She's almost there. So she can't find parking. Then we're like, okay, why don't you park here? I'll meet you on the street. I'll help you find. Okay. So by the time she arrived, she's a half an hour late. Okay. For some people, half an hour late is completely acceptable. For other people, half an hour late is like, oh my God, I'm horrifically embarrassed. That would be me. If I am not 5 minutes early, I feel like I'm late. If I am 5 minutes late, I am like stressing out. She was stressing out. She comes running down the street. She comes in. I can again, perceiving her world and all this stuff going on. And all I said to her was like, yay, we made it. And I just smiled at her. And she looked at me with a bit of surprise that I was so warm. And so I get her inside and I'm like, okay, lay it on the table. And I just like calm things down, calm down the lights. And then I only had 15 minutes to run her bars and then 5 minutes to close, knowing that it was going to push me really tight to my next client, which took away my personal time for the in between. But I really wanted to contribute to this woman. She laid there and she received. And then she said a few times on the table, and she said it after again. She goes, I just can't believe that you were so warm after I was so late. And I was like, of course. And I really got how much we are so used to being massively judged, made so wrong for like not being perfect, being late, messing up, whatever that is. And she was just so gracious and so grateful. And even though we only had like a quick 15-minute session, and then, you know, we chatted a little bit and she went on her way. But I was like, wow, what if we could be like that in the world to people? What if we could be the kindness, the caring, the allowance for when things mess up? I was always the kind of mom that if my kids spilt stuff everywhere, I wouldn't like freak out or be like, oh my God. I'd be like, hey, it's okay. We're just going to clean it up. It's not a big deal. But I would see other parents do that, especially if you're in someone else's home. Oh my God, because now there's an embarrassment. You're trying to be perfect there. It all rolls down to this whole perfection piece, right? So my kids kind of grew up knowing that it was okay to mess up. I did not grow up that way. I grew up with something really bad is going to happen to me or to someone I care about if I mess up even a little bit. And my whole marriage was like that. And I've just kind of lived in the world that way. What if we could really explore what it would be like to have allowance for ourselves if we mess up? I'm using quotations right now because what if as an infinite being, we never mess up? What if we don't make wrong choices? What if we just make choices that bring us awareness? And sometimes the awareness is, oh, wow, me being late to this gave me less of a session, and actually really put out someone else. I'm going to make sure I'm early next time, or, the kid would have more of awareness of like, oh, if I fling my arms around, I'm going to knock my cup over, rather than dealing with the intensity of the anger being directed at them for messing up. How can they even have that awareness when they're so distracted with the anger being projected at them or that judgment being projected at them? So what has it been like for you to receive judgment, anger, shaming, and everything else when you quote unquote mess up? Everything that is, will you destroy and create it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POD, all nine shorts, boys, pop downs. If you're new to the show, that is the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. I use it often, and you can go to theclearingstatement.com for more information on that. It's basically a magic set of words that clear out energy. And if you want to explore more, go for it. Today, we're just going to use it as a magic wand. So as we go along here, I'll bring up some more energy and we'll clear it out. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at this piece of receiving that judgment. So were you aligned and agreed with the judgment of being wrong, of messing up? Everywhere you resist and reacted with any and all of that, will you destroy and create it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POD, all nine shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. Woo! Oh, there we go. Wow, there's more there than I expected. More energy there. So alignment and agreement is when we go, you're right, I am so wrong. I messed up so bad. And we align with someone's judgment or point of view about us. Or we resist and react. We're like, listen, it was only 5 minutes late. Or like, quit freaking out. It's just water and it didn't even get on anything. Like, we just need a cloth to wipe it up. Like, it's like we go into resistance and reaction, or we go into alignment and agreement. And either way, you're caught within this polarity. You're caught within the judgment. When you have total interesting point of view about it, like, oh, wow, they're very upset. Not I upset them. I did something wrong. Oh, geez. It's like, oh, they are very upset with this. That's awareness. Okay, so I know that if I'm 5 minutes late with this person, they might be very upset. You just have that information for the future. That's what you have. That's awareness. Again, you're not wrong. They're not right. They're not wrong. And you're not right. It's just interesting points of view. Oh, I know if I'm in this friend's house, if my kid spills water, they're going to freak out. Okay, maybe I don't bring my kid there. What's going to create ease? What's going to create joy for you? And now look, okay, so let's do a little bit more here. So yeah, what values, morals, and belief systems and structures do you have about messing up, right and wrong, and good and bad? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and create it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, bottom, all name, shorts, boys, po, bads, and beyonds. Because we adopt those from our parents usually, right? Now, if you go the other way, have you kind of reacted with anger or shaming or frustration at someone for messing up from your point of view? Do you have a friend that no matter what, they're always late and you feel completely disrespected and disregarded? Or you have a client that is always late, and so then you're always running late, and then, right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POD, all name, shorts, boys, po, bads, and beyonds. Maybe you're the police of messing up, because what often happens is we get pulled into that. So if we go into alignment and agreement of something like this, okay, so I align and agree that it is awful to be late, okay, which is so funny because I don't have a cognitive memory of either of my parents being timely or not timely. It never really seemed like a thing. Somewhere I must have pulled it out of their universes or some kind of adult figure's universe about being late, because I just have it so much ingrained in me to not be late. But yeah, so how much so you go into this alignment and agreement of, wow, okay, so it's not good to be late, it's wrong to be late. You've aligned and agreed. And then often we become the police for that item to other people. We're trying to make sure, we're trying to herd the sheep. Come on, sheep. It's bad to do that. And like, you're going to be the police for it, right? Right, right, get bad, back, bad, all day, shorts, boys, moments, and beyonds. Oh my goodness. So everywhere you've become the police for messing up. And especially against you, will you destroy and create it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, bottom, all name, shorts, boys, po, beyonds. So we will destroy ourselves. We will make ourselves wrong. We will judge ourselves for that which we are judging everyone else for. So if it's not okay to accidentally spill water, what do you do if you accidentally spill water one day? Do you blame it on someone else? I've seen that. It's your fault. You made me do it. What? I wasn't even near you. You were distracting me. Okay. So it's someone else's fault, or it just goes to yelling, or, right? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, BOD, all name, shorts, boys, po, bads, and beyonds. Woo. So what if, and when I say like, what if you could never mess up, that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that you don't acknowledge what's going on and that you change your behavior or functioning to create something greater. Like if you know that with your partner, if you promise to like do the dishes or take the garbage out and then you forget, you know that it like really upsets them, and you just do it all the time, never taking action to change that. It's not like, well, I can't mess up, so whatever, because that's actually really a dishonoring way of functioning. It's not honoring your creationship. It's not honoring your playmate. It's not, and you got to look at, what am I creating with the actions that I'm taking? What are you creating by that? You could acknowledge, wow, okay, I'm not going to line and agree that I messed up because I forgot, but I will take some actions so that I don't forget in the future, because I really care about this person. So what if we didn't have to change something because we're avoiding the judgment or the punishment of it? What if we change things to create something greater? So if you need to set a reminder on your phone to take the garbage out or do the dishes or whatever you promised, or do it right away, then what will you create? More intimacy, more kindness, more gentleness. What will you create with that? Not from, oh gosh, she's going to yell at me again, I messed up again. You go into this contractive space and you actually miss out on the awareness. And the awareness is, they feel really dishonored right now from an action that I didn't take. But not doing something is an action as well, right? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, bottom, interest, voice, focus, yeah. Whether either side that you're on, do you see how it actually makes it sides? It really maintains this polarity. We're not creating together. We're not in this together. We're this side and that side. The person that messed up and the person that's upset about the mess up. Sometimes we even do this with ourselves, where we mess up somehow, like say, maybe something no one would even know. You live alone, you forgot to pay a bill, or you didn't go to the grocery store and get that certain item for the dinner that you wanted to make, right? Do you judge you? Do you go, oh, fuck, why can't I just get things right? Why can't I just remember this? Why do I like the judgment mill? It just keeps going. What if you didn't mess up? What if there was actually something greater for you to make for dinner that night? Or maybe you running to the store the last minute is going to have you run into someone and you're going to receive an energy or a connection or something wonderful, or something that you desire is on sale. Like there's a million different possibilities if we're willing to expand into allowance, where everything is just an interesting point of view. Then you have total awareness. I've been driving somewhere and just randomly taken a wrong turn. And I'm like, what just happened? But rather than going, oh my God, I'm in a rush and I just messed up and now I'm going to be late, I'm like, oh, I wonder if there's something right about this. I wonder if I'm actually avoiding a pileup. I wonder if there's just some energy that I need to receive or that I need to contribute to over here. And then what would it take to get to my appointment on time or sooner? Total allowance for ourselves, total allowance for others. And here's the thing, when you come out of the judgment of messing up, it's harder for people to judge you. It's harder for them to hold on to it. I shouldn't say it's harder for them to judge you, but it's harder for them to hold on to the judgment, hold on to the anger, when you're not aligning and agreeing and you're not resisting, reacting. Because if you resist and react, then they just want to push it in harder and make sure you understand how bad you messed up, right? You know what I'm talking about. You do. But if you're just like, oh, wow, like total interesting point of view, total allowance for you, for them, for the situation, they might come at you with an intensity of anger or shame, guilt, but it will quickly dissipate because they can't hold on to it, because you're not holding on to it. It's a great way to navigate the world of judgment with total allowance. If you have no judgment of you for messing up, it's harder for others to hold on to their judgment about you messing up. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Anything that's light and no be perceive and receive that we destroy and create it. Please, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, bottle, online, shorts, boys, boys, beyonds, and just experiment with it. I know when I really started to explore this for myself, I was very surprised at how quickly those upsets, those judgments, those angers were disappearing. So it's like, I've been helping keeping this in place. I'm feeding it. No more. No more. So all the mess ups you've done in the last little while, or others have done to you, what if just for today, you let it all go? Strain and create it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, bottle, all 9 shorts, boys, boys, beyonds. I'm open to the infinite possibilities of a kinder world, full of allowance, full of awareness and creation of possibilities. Thank you so much for joining me on the Curious Universe podcast, where we break down the structures of reality so you can have your reality. That's our target on the show. And I'm grateful for you being here. If you like this episode, please hit that little like button, hit the subscribe thing, the little bell, and maybe share this with a friend or family member. Maybe share this with someone that feels like they've messed up a lot in the last little while. Maybe it will contribute to them. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for exploring the curious universe with me. Your curiosity matters. And what if together we could create a greater, more curious world?